Hello there, welcome back everyone. This is Ben Berlin with Berlin Enterprises, and we are a real estate investing company. We buy and sell houses in all phases of condition and in any area. We do flips, we have a bunch of rental properties, we actually build houses as well. And that's something new that we're getting into a little more recently. It's going very well so far. We buy and sell land, we subdivide land, I mean all phases of real estate. I'm also involved in several other businesses involving gold and silver bullion. We also do a side business that you might be interested in. Any of you, you're welcome to ask me about it. But if you have good credit and if you have credit cards, you can make very good money, never making a charge. I'll tell you more about it privately if you'd like. And finally, I'd like to mention a new business that I think has the potential for absolute massive explosion. It involves a digital currency. Probably most of you have heard of Bitcoin. This is a new one called OneCoin, and there are 1,000 reasons why I think it's going to do what Facebook did to MySpace. I think OneCoin is going to do that to Bitcoin. A ton of reasons why. I think we're at ground level right now. I think the upside potential is absolutely massive, and I'd love to talk to you about this. So I'm pretty deeply invested in that also. So feel free to ask me about any of those. I'd love to talk to you about them. So we are in section 1 still of my training course to you. And again, I want to remind you that the videos that we're doing here, it's just going to be as if I'm sitting here talking to you. This is real time. There's not going to be any editing. So forgive me if I stutter or stammer a little bit. I have notes here that I'm going by. I'm trying to keep the videos 15 minutes or under. I want to keep your attention. And I'm excited to get some of this material out to you. I think you're really going to enjoy it, find it useful, and honestly, you're going to learn a lot, and you're going to be able to be a professional real estate investor if you follow everything I do here. Normally I charge $5,000 for this course one-on-one. I'm offering this for free simply because I love to help others get what they want out of life, and that is my main goal here, is to help others get what they want out of life. So this is part 2 of section 1, and the topic is mindset changes and self-development. And go back to the previous video if you want to remember what we were talking about initially on that one, but we'll just get right into this one. We were just beginning to talk about living a balanced life last time. And yes, you always want to go for more. Yes, you want to have a passion for what you're doing, and you want to eat, breathe, and live, real estate, if that's what you want to do. Honestly, when I first started real estate, I did it for, I wanted to be able, I wanted to use it as a vehicle, so I could be able to do whatever I wanted to do in life. Not so I could be lazy. And believe me, I actually went through a phase several years into real estate investing. I got myself to a point of financial freedom where I didn't really have to work. I had all my passive income set up so that it was covering all my bills, including all my bills, everything, groceries, fun time, playtime, vacations. It was covering all that, and I kind of got complacent for a while. And at first I thought that was the goal, to be able to not have to do anything, but I soon realized that is not at all what you want. That will soon lead to all sorts of problems, depression, anxiety. You won't get any satisfaction out of life. Things even that you previously enjoyed, you're going to have a tough time. And maybe this won't happen to you. Maybe I'm a little more high strung, but I believe that you have to be very careful about that. If you get complacent and aren't pursuing a purpose, that's the key thing, is having a purpose in life. If you aren't pursuing a purpose, I think that it's, can lead to destruction. So I want you to be able to balance that. And at first it's a little difficult. You might not know exactly how to balance it, but everybody needs a balance in life. I mean, you need to maintain your relationship with your wife or your husband or your significant other or your kids, or you have to be able to maintain that. physically fit. That is an extremely important thing. If you don't have your health, what do you have? I encourage everyone to work out on a regular basis, to eat healthy, to make sure their nutrition is spot on. It's amazing what little differences can make. I, in fact, have been going to a nutrition response tester, Jeff Barkstrom, out of Jamestown, New York, for the past 6 or 8 months, and I can't even tell you the benefits that you can get from going to a professional who can tweak your diet just with how you feel, not only in your changes in your body for the positive, but just how you feel mentally. Hugely important. People don't understand that. It seems many people don't understand that. The American diet is just horrible. It's carb loaded, and we're getting totally off topic, but leading a balanced life is the key of what I'm talking about here. So you got to balance that work life. So I've seen some people that they literally all they do is work. And if you absolutely love what you do, it doesn't seem like work, but I still think that there has to be a balance there. You have to maintain relationships and your health and so forth. You have to live a life on purpose. You always have to have a purpose for what you're doing. If you're just going through the motions with no passion, that's going to quickly lead to burnout. Purpose is, I think you can have many purposes. So like, I think you can have purpose for like short-term plans and goals. Remember we talked about plans and goals last time. I think you can have, many purposes, like break it down into a smaller level. Like, okay, for next week, I want to get this done. For this month, I want to do this. And I encourage you every year to set those plans out for the year. What do you want to accomplish that year? And then take it out a step further. What do you want to accomplish in the next 3 to 5 years? And so when you have those constant goals that you're achieving using your plans, don't forget, then you have purpose in life. You have purpose in life. And that, to me, is one of the biggest keys, is having purpose. A definite purpose, Napoleon Hill calls it. If you read Think and Grow Rich, I highly recommend that book. It could be life-changing to you. It was to me. But he talks about a definite purpose. And I think we mentioned that last time. So the key thing is having that purpose. That'll keep you motivated. You have to be motivated. You have to be loving what you're doing. Do what you love and the money will follow. It's been said many times before. Do what you love and the money will follow. A lot of people turn that around the other way. They follow the money, or they try to follow the money, and then they end up not even enjoying life. And what's the whole purpose of life is to be able to enjoy it, right? I mean, in my mind, that's what it is. So you have to be doing exciting things that you love, and you have to stay motivated. And staying motivated, it really helps to have an awesome spouse on board. That is key, I think, to have a cheerleader as a spouse. For me, my wife, Rachel, is an incredible cheerleader, always has been. She's just been great throughout all this. Good, successful people also, they make decisions quickly. We make decisions quickly, I should say. You make decisions quickly now. You can always let your yes be yes, let your no be no. You can always change your mind. But those other people that hem and haw about a decision, tomorrow never comes, essentially. I'll take care of that tomorrow. No, don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. You handle the top, 5 or so, or one most important thing each day. I can't remember the name of the guy, but he was paid huge money by companies to improve their productivity and efficiency. And one of the things, almost the first thing that he always told, the head of a company was, write down a list of the 10 most important, not these seemingly urgent things. So many people get confused on urgent things. They believe that, a checklist of just, mundane tasks of, getting back to this person or writing this bill out, or they believe that is satisfying, or that is, moving them towards their goal. When very often they should be focusing their efforts on the things that matter, on the things that go for more. And that's something I've had to absolutely learn. It's very easy to get caught up in busy work and the minutia. and you get caught up in that, and your days are just spent dealing with crap that doesn't project you forward. So, have you ever heard of Pareto's law, the 80-20 rule, which says that, maybe 20% of your clients cause 80% of your headaches, or on the other hand, so those would be the bottom 20% of your clients, where maybe the top 20% of your clients pay you 80% of your income. So you would want to focus on those 20% of your clients, whereas the bottom 20%, you'd want to get rid of those. The 80-20 rule can apply for so many things. Maybe 80% of your time is taken up by 20% of maybe of your clients also. So if you eliminate that 20% of your clients, you eliminate 80% of your time that you're spending on it. So this law is huge. You can run it, basically use that law, get rid of the bad or keep the good, and then as you continually do that, you'll continually get more and more efficient and working more and more towards the goals that you're planning. And so what I want you to remember is we're talking about the highest and best use of your time. If you want to make, for example, $1 million in a year, that breaks down to, based upon a 40-hour work week, 50 hours a week, or 50 weeks a year, pardon me, that breaks down to $500 an hour. So everything that you do, you have to have in the back of your head, can I pay somebody less than $500 an hour to do this? And if the answer is yes, then you should sub it out. You should have somebody else do it. Now, I understand you always can't do this immediately, right off the bat, because it takes, might take a while. Maybe some of you are in a position where you want to earn, $1,000 an hour, or you want to make $10 million a year, so that's $5,000 an hour. So you always have to think about the highest and best use of your time. Maybe if you're struggling to make $20,000 a year and you think that $30 an hour or $50 an hour would be an incredible, and that's great. Whatever it is, just so you're moving forward. It doesn't matter where you are, it's just so you're moving forward. So the other thing is you have to savor the want. That is one of the most critical things, is savoring the want. I learned that also years ago, that the destination, whatever it is, if you have a longing to go on more vacations or go out to eat more, you have a car that you've always wanted or some other toy you've always wanted, half the fun is being excited about being able to get that soon. That's half the fun. That's more than half the fun. Once you get it, yes, you'll be on cloud nine for a while, but then it's old hat. It's just like anything else. So, and no matter what, you may not believe me, but I'm telling you, this is a universal truth that you will find out. So savor the want. The journey is 60% or more of the enjoyment you'll get out of this journey called life that we're constantly striving to grow in. So savor the want. Never forget that. So I can say that it's rather amazing when you set plans and set goals. I once went to a Marshall Silver event back 7 or 8 years ago with my friend and mentor Jim Winchell, and he took me to this event. And one of the exercises there, Marshall Silver, by the way, is an incredible mentor of mine. I would highly recommend you listen to some of his stuff. But he took me to this event, and one of the exercises was writing a dream sheet, which basically, it's just I encourage you to do it too. It's just a free writing exercise where you just maybe even set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes, and you write down a dream sheet, everything that you want, everything that you've ever wanted. It's okay to want things. The money is not the root of all evil. You're just more of what you originally were when you have more money. So money just amplifies who you already are. So there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with wanting more. I believe that we're all destined to live a great life. It's just if we use it, if we use our talents to achieve that. But write down a dream sheet. So that could just be a list of everything that you want, everything. The other thing that I encourage you to do is take 10 or 15 minutes also and write down your perfect day at work and your perfect day at play. Write it down and get very specific. Where would you live? When you wake up in the morning, what is your room? What's your bedroom like? What would you do after you wake up? For the first half an hour after you wake up, what's your work like? What's your office like? Do you go to the gym? Do you go for walk on the beach? Do you smell the breeze coming in from the beach? Do you want to jump on the ski slope as soon as you wake up? Whatever, anything. Just get very specific. What car do you hop in? If you have an office outside of your home to go to work, what do you do in the evening? Do you hang out with friends? Do you spend time with family? Do you just spend time alone? You get very specific. Write out an entire day, your perfect day of work and perfect day of play. And then go back to that, write it out and go back to that several years later. And I can tell you, I wrote this 7 or 8 years ago. I can tell you right now, I am living the life. It is literally exactly what I wrote out. Almost exactly. A couple small differences, but almost identical to what I wrote out then. It's unbelievable what a little free thinking. A mind once expanded can never contract to its original size. And I fully believe that. Think bigger than you ever imagine. And it will, you will live that. You will live that as long as you take consistent, dedicated action. I also think that, and this is, I don't want to sound like suggesting that you be a show-off or anything, because I don't think you should. I think you could. Your heart absolutely has to be in the right place. There's no question about that. You have to genuinely want to help others. But I do think that there's an element that is pretty important to gain other people's respect. And maybe it shouldn't be like this, but the fact of the matter, it is. I think that it's important that you present yourself well, that you talk articulately, that you dress well, that you just show yourself well. If you're meeting with an investor, say, for example, and you're looking for an investment in your business, and you show up in a beat-up Ford truck, or you show up in a new Aston Martin, what do you think? Do you think he's going to be more likely to invest with the guy in the beat-up Ford truck or the new Aston Martin? I mean, just think about that for a second. I think that in my personal case, part of what motivates me and part of what's pushed me is I have continually put myself on the line for fun things that I want. I think you need to treat yourself along the way, whether it's a yacht or a car, like I just said, or whatever, anything, a house or that you've always wanted, or fun clothes or a watch or whatever it may be, whatever it is that floats your boat. I think when you do that, it causes you to expand yourself again. I always try to tell people, don't try to cut, there are times I suppose you should try to cut expenses, but don't try to cut expenses, expand your income. That is what makes you grow as a person, and that is what you should always be practicing. So I think there is an element that the way you present yourself, that's very important. It is. It's very important, and it's okay. And don't be a show-off. Don't be a braggart. Your heart has to be in the right position. And speaking of your heart being in the right position, a breakthrough with me also was understanding that the more I help other people, the more it comes back to me. It's amazing when your heart literally is in the truly wants to help as many other people, or other people you want to just help the most, then it always comes back to you. The minute you get selfish or greedy, you'll pay. I've seen it time and time again. So I see I'm approaching about 20 minutes in this. I don't want to go much farther. I can't wait to talk to you about the next part of this. We're still going to be in part 1 next time. I want to keep these, I see I'm about 20 minutes. I don't want to take it much longer than this, but I think that's a good wrap for this time. Again, this is Ben Berlin with Berlin Enterprises, real estate investing professionals. Feel free to contact me anytime, and my email address is ben@berlinenterprises.net. Thank you very much for listening, folks. Have a great day. To your success.